Hello, it is Military Monday in our USA 250 birthday countdown. Today, to honor America, we give tribute to the armed forces and their official dates of origin, including both the oldest individual fighting units and the branches. So let's get started. The first is the National Guard. The first militia regiments were organized in Massachusetts on December 13th, 1636. Today, the 101st Engineer Battalion and the 181st Infantry Regiment trace their lineage back to the colonial formation. Depicted here is the first muster by historical artist Don Troiani. The second is Active Duty Army. The 3rd U.S. Infantry Regiment, known as the Old Guard, is the oldest active duty infantry unit established in 1784, famously known for guarding the tomb of the unknown soldier and conducting funerals at Arlington National Cemetery. The third to form and the first official branch of the military is the Army, formed on June 14, 1775. The official motto of the United States Army is "This we'll defend," a phrase adopted in 1778 during the American Revolutionary War by the War Office of the Continental Army. The Army is the largest branch of the United States military, comprising the regular Army, the Army National Guard, and the Army Reserve. As of 2025, it had approximately 452,823 active duty soldiers. Major branches include infantry, armor, aviation, field artillery, air defense artillery, and special forces. The Army operates tens of thousands of combat vehicles, including M1 Abrams tanks, Bradley fighting vehicles, and UH-60 Black Hawk helicopters. The second branch to form was the Navy on October 13, 1775. Non sibi sed patri, meaning not for self, but for country. It emphasizes the selfless service expected of sailors and is inscribed above the chapel doors at the U.S. Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland. Another is Semper Fortis, meaning always courageous or always strong, which highlights the bravery and resilience of naval personnel. The Navy also promotes its core values as guiding principles: honor, courage, commitment. They serve as a moral and ethical framework for the sailors. Now, the various Navy units and specialized groups have their own mottos, such as the U.S. Navy SEALs, "The only easy day was yesterday." The U.S. Navy Divers, "We dive the world over." The U.S. Naval Search and Rescue, "So others may live." And the U.S. Merchant Marines, "In peace and war." These unit-specific mottos reflect the unique missions and traditions of the different Navy components. Next to form was the Marine Corps, officially adopted Semper Fidelis in 1883. Now, the Marine Corps was formed November 10th, 1775. Semper Fidelis, often shortened to Semper Fi, translates to always faithful. It represents the unwavering loyalty and dedication that Marines have to their country, the Corps, and each other. The motto embodies a way of life, emphasizing steadfast commitment to missions, fellow Marines, and the value of the Corps, both in wartime and peacetime. The Marine Corps officially adopted Semper Fi in 1883, and Semper Fi is more than a phrase, it's a credo that they live by. It's used as a greeting, an expression, and a unifying call amongst Marines. It's been demonstrated in historical battles from Iwo Jima in World War II to modern operations like Operation Enduring Freedom, reflecting courage, loyalty, and sacrifice. Semper Fidelis captures the enduring spirit, honor, and commitment that define the United States Marine Corps. Following the Marines was the Coast Guard, August 4, 1790, originally called the Revenue Cutter Service. For a military branch that's on call 365 days a year to protect the waterways and people of the United States, the motto Semper Paratus, that is, always ready, seems especially appropriate. There are quite a few stories of how the Coast Guard got its motto. The main one, some say it was thanks to Captain Francis Saltus von Boskirk, who wrote the words to Semper Paratus marching song for the United States Revenue Cutter Service, which was the precursor to the Coast Guard, while he was aboard the USRC Yamacraw. Semper Paratus, always ready. Very appropriate. And next to form was the Air Force, September 18th, 1947. This is when it split from the Army. Prior to 1947, the responsibility for military aviation was divided between the Army for land-based operations and the Navy and Marine Corps for sea-based operations from aircraft carrier and amphibious aircraft. Formally adopted in 2010, the U.S. Air Force motto of Aim High, Fly, Fight, Win is both a call to action and a promise in response. The Air Force always pushes itself to new heights, no pun intended, and expects its airmen to do the same. And we come to the newly formed Space Force, December 20th, 2019. The newest of the U.S. military branches, the U.S. Space Force, recently revealed its new motto, which pays homage to its roots in the U.S. Air Force, as well as the branch's future in space, Semper Supra. It's Latin for always above. And I bet you didn't know that it's organized into squadrons. Get a load of this. The 10th Space Operations Squadron manages satellites and ground systems for continuous communications. The 15th Space Surveillance Squadron operates the Maui Space Surveillance Complex. The 16th Electromagnetic Warfare Squadron defends the space domain using electromagnetic warfare systems. The 18th Space Defense Squadron provides space domain awareness and monitors on-orbit threats. And the 1st Space Operations Squadron conducts space-based surveillance and reconnaissance to protect the U.S. and allied interests. Well, I hope you enjoyed a small taste of the U.S. military history. Obviously, we could get into each one a lot. But look for another fun video soon, and thank you so much for watching.